The notice of hearing for the Macomb County Probate Court. Hi, I'm Darren Findling of the Probate Pro Law Firm. We're going to work our way through this court specific form. And I use the term court specific because it is only used at the Macomb County Probate Court. And in fact, the Macomb County Probate Court requires the use of this notice of hearing versus any of the other state court administrative forms that are available. So the other notice of hearing form will not be accepted. When you're filing a petition in the probate court in Macomb County, you have to use this particular form. It is Form PC for probate court 562A. It was amended in March of 2025, and it cites the statutes and case laws. The statutes and the court rules that are applicable to the use of this. Remember, in motion practice, you file a petition, it gets scheduled for hearing. So this is used when there is something going to be brought before the court and you need a hearing date. The particular form already has filled in it the Macomb County Probate Court and the file number. This particular form can be found at theprobatepro.com/probate-court/forms. We're happy to provide you with a copy of the form. In addition, it identifies the address of the court as well as the phone number. In the matter of would be either the name of the person that has died, we call that person the decedent, or the person under guardianship or conservatorship. That would be reflected in that top part. The take notice a hearing will be held on is the date and time scheduled for the court hearing and which judge it is in front of and the judge's bar number. And for the following purposes is the nature of the hearing. What are you going to court for? Is it a annual accounting? Is it a petition to complete estate settlement? That part would be reflected there. The next part is pretty self-explanatory also. Each individual courtroom, which are Zoom court hearings, are reflected there with the Zoom ID. And really the beauty of this form is it allows the recipient to know exactly where to go with Zoom for purposes of the Zoom hearing so that they don't have to scramble to find out the Zoom ID of each particular judge. So these check boxes identify which judge is presiding over the matter. You'd click it, and then of course some of the judges just have IDs. Some of them also have passcodes to get into the Zoom particular room. Some of them have a no appearance allowed, meaning if no written objections are filed within 3 business days before the hearing date, the court is just simply going to grant the petition as stated. If there are objections received, the matter will be rescheduled to a later date. So there are particular circumstances that may occur. In addition, below you'll see some big bold letters here. It says petitioner, that's the person filing the petition, must serve the documents and provide the court the proof of service and the proposed court order. Remember, you file a petition and then there's a court order following the hearing at least 14 days prior to the hearing. And there's a fax number or U.S. mail to submit that to the court. Now, again, the failure to do that can simply cause a delay in your hearing. It can get adjourned if you're failing to do so, and it can even be dismissed by the court. And it also indicates that under the statute MCL 600.834 subsection A, there are opportunities for an interested party, for that interested party to be taken immediately before the judge for trial or a hearing on the issue. So these requests may exist under particular statutes. In addition, there's a provision that provides for reasonable special accommodations under the ADA because of disability or foreign language, and you need an interpreter. So that information would be included there, and you have to take action to make sure that you're provided with those accommodations. On the left side is the attorney information. Again, there may not be an attorney involved, but if there is, it goes on the left side. On the right side, the petitioner's name, address, city, state, telephone number, and the date. Pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. In addition, there's a little use note if the hearing relates to a guardianship matter involving an Indian child as defined under the court rule MCR 3.002 subsection 12. There's additional requirements for purposes of the notice of hearing as set forth under the court rule. Again, we strongly urge you to be working with a skilled, competent probate practitioner to help you navigate through these forms. But again, hopefully this videos giving you some context on how to complete this notice of hearing when you're filing a petition with the Macomb County Probate Court. At the Probate Pro, we are passionate about everything probate. If you've got questions about this form or any probate or trust related issue, visit us at theprobatepro.com or call us at 833 probate.